what the marketing pulpit is about is strategy. Use social media and stop letting it use you. That's one thing about a business. It's an equalizer. It's a game changer. Lock the refrigerator door. Do not let negativity have another bite. Don't feed it. I may stop at some period, but as long as folks acting the fool, got to talk about it. And one of the things you want to do as a business owner is to create barriers of entry. I'm not busy. I'm just in another era. If we know that women are carrying the burden, they should be paid more, they should be given more flexible work hours. We have to think like the successful companies. Good morning. Welcome to the Marketing Pulpit Show. I'm Robert Gatewood, your host, and we are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good marketing gospel. We're not saving souls, we're saving businesses, saving jobs, saving our community. Now, if you find yourself at a business crossroads and not sure which way to turn on the Marketing Pulpit TV show. That's right, because we're on a mission. And you have to watch somebody who's on a purpose. They tend to get things done because you have a higher calling. You're not just doing it to make a quick buck. And that is why I do this. It's not to make a quick buck. I have a higher calling. I have a genuine concern about the fate and the condition of our community, particularly when it comes to economics and business ownership. Because business ownership is it's a game changer. It's an opportunity that's available to most. Got to get have those 4 ingredients. Got to have the mindset. Got to have a mission. You need a market to sell it to, and you need some money. But if you have those 4 ingredients, I say this opportunity is available to you too. So this show is about helping people who have decided to take that route, who have decided that they want to join the ranks of the entrepreneurs of the world. And we need you. That's right. If I have my way, you're going to be successful. So thanks for tuning in. I'm Robert Gatewood. I'm a business developer by trade. I spend most of my day working with business owners. So I don't just sit here and talk theory. I actually practice this. I have a practice in the DC area. And we work with clients from practically every industry. Some well-known names. Some are just getting started. But whatever the case may be, if you have a business or an aspiration to be a business owner, then tune into this show. Or if you know someone who are so inspired, share this information with them. Sometimes you see somebody over there struggling and you don't want to come across as a know-it-all. You don't want to say, look, because sometimes it's your spouse, sometimes it's your friend, your BFF, and you don't want to be showing them, make it look like you know more than they do. So you can share this information from a anonymous source. Well, it may not be anonymous, but it's a little more objective than you trying to tell them yourself, particularly if you're not a business owner. They don't want to hear it. Sometimes if you're telling them what to do and you haven't done it yourself, I don't blame them. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. You can go to marketingpulpit.com and follow the show. We broadcast the show right on the homepage, whether you have Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or YouTube. You can get it right there on the homepage of the Marketing Pulpit Show. But if you have those social media platforms, we simulcast on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So you can get this information so many ways. So thank you again for tuning in to the show. Let's see here. What's going on today? Well, it's a holiday weekend. Seems like it's a holiday weekend every weekend. Did we just have something this past couple of days ago? Well, here we go again. This time it's President's Day. It's actually celebrated the 3rd Monday of February. This day is going to be celebrated on February 22nd. It is a holiday that was originally established back in 1885. It used to be 2 holidays. There was the George Washington holiday and Abraham Lincoln holiday. People started saying that's just too many holidays. I think really when the Martin Luther King holiday came about, many states decided to combine the 2. And the federal government decided to make President's Day one day instead of celebrating Washington Day and Lincoln Day. Some states still celebrate both presidents, but it's an official holiday. Became official in 1971. Banks are closed. Most will be closed anyway. A few may be open, but you may want to call first. The New York Stock Exchange. So if you're trying to trade stocks, get all your trades in today because it will be closed on Monday. Schools will be closed. Post office. Now, if you want to go to Walmart and Target, Wegmans and places like that, they will most likely be open. So even though it's a holiday, there will be some stores open. People always find a way to get your money. So just know that. Holiday or not, the cash registers are open. And good morning, Brother Brown, the greatest plumber in town. Glad to have you joining us this morning. Let's see, what else is going on? Later in the show, we're going to talk about, is it a business opportunity or is it a scam? Man, I'm so tired of folks trying to scam me. I am getting sick and tired of being trying to scam. Every time you open your email now, you don't want to answer the phone anymore. You don't know who to trust because so many scams are out here now. And I'm going to talk to you, person to person, about some of the scams. Why you, as a business owner, are probably being more targeted than somebody who's not. That's right. Man, they got your number. If you're a business owner, the scammers are coming. Just know that. We're going to talk about some of the scams. We're going to talk about why you're scammed. And we're going to talk about some steps you can take to make sure that they don't have your head hanging on their wall somewhere. I mean, rhetorically speaking, but man, you feel like that sometimes. I mean, it's like, I don't even want to open my mail half the time. I don't want to answer the phone because there's somebody trying to scare the bejeebus out of you or take your money or you don't know who to trust. Well, I'm going to help you today. We're going to walk through this together. We're going to give ourselves a big old communal hug as we tackle this scam stuff together. So we're going to do that in the on the marketing sermon later on. Let's see. We're also going to do war in the workplace. We're going to talk about some of the craziness that's still going on. Most of it, I call it lockdown-itis. Just the lockdown just drove people mad, insane. We're going to talk about that. And in the spirit of Black History Month, we're going to talk about some items that are race-related as it relates to the workplace. Man, I wish we didn't have to talk about race. I think one of our well-known fellow African-Americans, King, not Martin Luther King, he was the guy that got beat up by the police in Los Angeles. What's that guy's name? Anyway, he said, can we just get along? Man, people don't want to get along. You have people out here who are hell-bent on dividing this country because it serves their purpose. They don't care who it hurts. It's like a bad lover. It's like, if you can't have me, if I can't have you, nobody will. That's what he's looking at, the resources and the opportunities for this country. But if Robert Gatewood has his way and the marketing pulpit, we're not going to let it happen because we're going to talk about it. We're going to help navigate, meander through these times. And what better time to do this during the month of Black History Month? Think about something else today, too. I'll get all these flyers and emails and videos on the internet. And it also ties into our theme today about business. Is it an opportunity or is it a hoax? And I remember saying, it says, all that glitters is not gold. Think about that for a minute. That's an old saying. It's been around for a while. And it simply means that just because something is shiny and pretty doesn't mean that it has value. Could be the old empty wagon makes a lot of noise. But there's another side of this coin also that says that all that golden does not necessarily glitter. All this gold does not necessarily glitter. Now, what do I mean by that? That means we have people out here right now among us who are doing some phenomenal things. They are moving, they are shaking, they are in the shadows, but they don't get the glitter because to them it's more about the purpose. It's more about the results. It's more about helping people. It's more about uplifting, and it's less about shining in the spotlight. So yes, there is some truth to the saying that all that glitters is not gold. But let's not forget also that there's some gold out here that's not glittering. And there are people. They are doing their thing. Kind of reminds me of our one of our sponsors, Miss Bernadette Clay. She's the president and founder of BLE Executive Suites. They have 3 locations here in the DC area. Man, you rarely see her anywhere. She's not gold. She's not glittering. You don't really see her on Facebook that much. You don't really see her out here in the doing the selfies and at the kitchens. You don't see her sending emails of her feeding the homeless. Not because she's not doing it. It's just she kind of stays out of the limelight. But I know for a fact that she's hiring. She's uplifting. She has a group that she just gives out free information and advice. She's a good example for business owners. So I'm just saying, for people like her, and some of you in this audience, I'm going to say congratulations and hats off to you. We see you. We might not talk about it every time. We should acknowledge you more. But just keep doing what you do. We see you. And I'm going to start shouting out some of these people when I see it, like Miss Bernadette Clay and others. So, yes, all that glitters is not gold, but all that's golden doesn't necessarily glitter. And I know some of you all out there, we see you. Let's talk about some things that are happening in the news. This is the Marketing Pulpit TV show. I'm Robert Gatewood, your host, and we are here every Friday. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a quick break, just a little short break, so don't go anywhere. Hang on, don't go anywhere. We're going to talk about some things that are happening in the news on this Black History Month. We're also going to, later in the show, talk about, is it a business opportunity? Is it too good to be true? As that old saying, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. We're going to talk about that coming up later in the show. So hang on, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and talk about some news items. So Marketing Pulpit, be right back in a moment. I'm not busy. I'm just in another era. Lock the refrigerator door. Do not let negativity have another bite. Don't feed it. If we know that women are carrying the burden, they should be paid more. They should be given more flexible work hours. I may stop in some period, but as long as folks bagging the food, got to talk about it. All right, welcome back to the Marketing Pulpit Show. I'm Robert Gatewood, your host, and we are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good marketing gospel. I'd like to thank our sponsors, BLE Executive Suites, and one of our latest sponsors, Passion Events. Design. Nice young lady. They have, if you having a wedding or some type of high profile event and you need some help, then our sponsor, Passion Design Events, they'll be glad to help you. You can go to the website, marketingpulpit.com. You can follow them, find out more about their services. And if you need some help with that event, then that's the person you want to call. Check them out, and we'll be running their ad throughout the show. And also BLE Executive Suites. They believe in our mission too. They believe in putting people to work and building these strong businesses. And if you want to put your business out there too, contact us and we can talk to you about how you can become a sponsor of this show so we can put you on the map too, as we have done so many others. Like I say, folks, we don't just sit here and talk. We are a business development company and a business development show. I can't tell you how many companies that we have put on the map. I think about my good friend and author, Neely Fuller Jr. Now, he's always been, I can't take any credit for Mr. Neely Fuller being Mr. Neely Fuller, but they came to us. Matter of fact, the mother, his wife, contacted the son and said, call this guy Gatewood. And the son said, oh, yeah, I've heard these guys, people like that. She said, no, this guy is different. And that's not to toot my horn, but I'm in this for a reason, not just to make money. I mean, I could start working tomorrow. I'd be fine. But my purpose continues. So that's why I'm here. And thank you for the support we get from the sponsors and you, the listener. If you're tuning in for the first time, welcome. Where you been? Yeah, but if you're a regular listener, thank you for making this show the successful show that it has become. Let's see, what we're going to talk. We'll talk about the news. Well, last week we had the Super Bowl. Everybody's still talking about the halftime show. Big Dr. Dre, what's his name? Snoop Dogg, and what's the lady? Mary J. Blige, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, 50 cents. People picking on 50 cents. He picked up a couple of pounds, but don't be body shaming people now. You don't know what people are going through. Sometimes it's in their genes. Sometimes they could be suffering from something. But anyway, that's the product. We're not talking about people's the entertainment necessarily, but we're talking about the ratings. It's one of the highest rated Super Bowls of all times. It was 12% up from last year. I thought they had a pretty good game last year, but this time we had 106 million views of the advertising spots. Wow, 150 million people tuned in on TV and streaming. Wow. Nielsen had it at 112 million watch the Super Bowl on NBC. Of course, there were other platforms that were broadcasting the show. So you see why these people are spending that $6.5 million on a 30-second spot. Now, we did an interesting show last week on advertising. So if you missed it, go back, check it out. We talked about some of the secret sauces, some of advertising's best kept secrets. And if you missed that show, you missed a good one. But thank goodness for the internet, you can go back and watch it. Go to marketingpulpit.com and just hit the button. You can go back through all the shows for now. One day we may put that behind a paywall, but not yet. Right now it's free to everybody. Thanks to our sponsors like Passion Events Design and BLE. Good morning, Joseph. Thank you for tuning in this morning. And thank you, Brother Bradley Thomas, one of the greatest attorneys in the land. He's also running for office over in D.C., at large D.C. Council. And I couldn't think of a more deserving person for the title and the position. Good morning, Sunita. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you for everybody for tuning in to this show. And really, you have made this show the success that it is. And good morning, Marissa. She has a great podcast also. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the show. We're talking about what's happening in the news. These are hashtag headlines, which is part of the show. Here's some interesting news. HBCU grads are thriving in certain industries. And thank goodness, man, we're expanding our reach. For many years, you go to a liberal arts college, like A&T, well, A&T is agriculture and technical. But anyway, some of these liberal arts colleges, we were getting these degrees that were sometimes not necessarily serving us well after we got the paper. Well, now some of the areas where HBCU grads are thriving is energy and mining. That's a surprise to me. Mining? I don't mean to me. They don't mean going down in the mine with a hat on with a little light on the top. We talk about different type of mining. Or we talk about the high level part of it. Software and IT services. HBCU graduates are thriving in software and IT services. Hardware and networking. Financing and manufacturing. So right on HBCU grads, we're seeing some diversification, and I love it. I love it. Also, business development, marketing, accounting, human resources are other areas that are doing quite well among HBCU grads. Of course, HBCU stands for Historically Black Colleges and Universities, of which I am an alumnus myself. I graduated from Livingstone College down in North Carolina, Salisbury, North Carolina. Oh, let's see, what else is going on? Now, the younger millennials, they spent up their money, their savings dried up during this pandemic. 54% said their emergency savings declined during the pandemic. More so than any other group. Come on, young folks, what's going on? I have to dig deeper, a little deeper into that. Why are the younger people spending up their money? I guess could be part of the fact that many of them have decided they tired of working for being abused in the workplace, and some have taken their money and put it in areas that's going to help them further their aspirations outside of a traditional job. But let's hope that's that anyway. Let's see what else is going on. If you're thinking about buying a car, you need to think again. The supply and demand of cars. Right now, cars are being sold above the manufacturer's suggested retail price. Now, this almost never happens. See that little sticker on the car? You walk in the dealership, you walk around there, the guy's trailing behind you with his hand in his pocket like he didn't, like a lion ready to stalk a wildebeest. And you see that sticker on the window, and it has a price. And we all know that's not the price we're going to pay, right? We go, okay, all right, let's start the negotiation. All right. It says 20,000. I give you 15. No, they go in that little back room. And there's some guy back there sitting on a throne, I guess. No, tell them 19,500. You come back out there. They said 19,500. You say okay, 18. So this craziness goes back and forth. Well, that's out. Right now, if you see $20,000 on the sticker, that probably means somebody else has already put a price, put a bid on it, and it's probably going to sell for 22. This is almost has never happened because of the supply chain issues. There is a shortage of cars. People are actually ordering cars custom because they can't get them off the showroom. So that's a very unusual occurrence where we're having cars being sold above the manufacturer's suggested retail price. In some cases, that's up to like $4,000 on the average car. Wow, that's crazy. On this Cadillac dealerships, they're paying over $4,000 above the manufacturer's suggested retail price. And of course, the government and some agencies have stepped in and called that gouging, and they're telling them they can't do that. So good for that. Good for that. And if you think about buying a house right now, the average mortgage loan right now is about $453,000. Man, take it alive. I'm glad I bought early. It's rough out here. It is rough out here. The young people don't have money. You can't buy a car without being ripped off, and now your mortgage is going to cost you about $500,000. But I always say the most, the most erudite among us look at these problems as opportunities. Really, that's the secret sauce formula for business success. It's to find a problem and solve it. That's right. find a need and fill it. So what I want you to do, if you're in any of these industries or in the supply chain or the downline, go when you get off the air today, when you stop watching this great show, sit back and say, how can I benefit from this? What can I do to help solve this problem and improve my own lot in life? That's how business works. That's how the real money is made. You go out here, you look at these problems. I'm sitting here reading off about 4 or 5 problems. See, the regular people say, oh man, it's a gloom and doom. Oh, the world is coming to an end. The sky is falling. But as entrepreneurs, we're cut from a different cloth. We're saying, where's the opportunity there? All right. Now, here's an interesting story. People are all gung-ho about going out. Right, movie theaters. They've gained about 58% of their audiences back. About 3/4 of restaurants have gotten their diners back. Air travel, 80% of the people are flying again who used to fly. And if you're talking about a basketball game, about 93% of the people who were going to games before COVID-19 are back in the stands. Now, one number that has not seen that similar trend is going back to work, going to the office. Now, some of these same folks who are saying, I'm not going back into the office. There's COVID in there. I'm not going there to get Omicron or Delta or Sigma or Alpha or whatever the latest name for the disease now. But 95% of them out there watching LeBron and Steph Curry. I mean, I get it. Come on. Let's be for real. We understand. I mean, it's much more fun to go to a game than to go back into a staffy office. But the risk, I don't think the risk is any greater in the office. So that excuse, I'm just saying, I mean, I ain't mad at you. I'm just saying that excuse doesn't apply. That, hey, I'm worried about getting COVID, but I'm in the movie theater, I'm in the restaurant, and I'm watching the basketball game. But I ain't mad at you. I ain't player hating. Go ahead. Because I'm telling you, when you think about it, you have to go to Steph Curry and LeBron James not going to come to your house and play for you. But you can work from home. I mean, that's the difference. That's the differentiator. You can't get that waiter, that Cheesecake Factory. Of course, they can deliver it to you, but it's not the same experience. And you can even get Netflix. But it's something about going to the movie theater. Okay, maybe those aren't a good example. That's more of the line of going back to work. We'll stick with the NBA game, okay, as the counter of people who are saying they don't want to go back to the office. Personally, I don't think you should have to go back to the office if you can do your job from home. I mean, that's what I think personally. I think people, they're not as burned out. They can do other things. But I'll tell you the downside of that, though. Man, you don't know when to start working. When you're working from home, you're always working, and you're never working. At least when you go to the office, you can say, well, I'm in the office now. Leave me alone. Or when I'm going home, it's over. But when you're working, I'm telling you, it's a different animal. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about some of the war in the workplace, how people are still acting a fool out here because of this pandemic. And then later in the show, we're going to talk about, is it a business opportunity or is it a hoax? You thought it was too good to be true? Hello? It was. It is too good to be true. This is the Marketing Pulpit. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a moment. So hang on. I'm not busy. I'm just in another era. Lock the refrigerator door. Do not let negativity have another bite. Don't feed it. If we know that women are carrying the burden, they should be paid more. They should be given more flexible work hours. I may stop at some period, but as long as folks back the food, got to talk about it. talk about war in the workplace. I talk about stakeholder relationships quite often. Stakeholders is anybody who has a stake in the success or failure of your business. And generally, these components, these ingredients work in concert. They support each other. We have synergy. They're like, freaking frat, working together. But every now and then, what we're seeing right now, we are seeing them come to blows, literally. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. People, it's not the same out there. It's not the same. Let's see. Thank you again for everybody who's tuning in. This is the Marketing Pulpit Show. I'm Robert Gatewood, your host, and we are here every Friday. Good morning to Richard Miles, CEO of the Minor Football League. He was out there in SoFi Stadium at the Super Bowl. I'm sure he's got some stories to tell. But anyway, thank you for tuning in there, brother. Good to see you. Hope everything is going well. And everybody else who's tuning in, welcome to the show. Think about growing me a beard, y'all. No. Think about a beard, though, man. Your beard gets gray before the hair on top of your head gets gray. I got a couple of grays up here, too, but man, I look like Santa Claus. This thing will be white as a shirt by the time it grows out. Anyway, I'm sure you're not caring about that. That's probably that's the last thing you want to hear about today, about this guy's beard. I guess it was itching a little bit, that's why. Anyway, thank you again for tuning in. This is the show of business development, building strong businesses, putting people to work. Thank you again for our sponsors, Passion Events Design and BLE Executive Suites. And we have some other sponsors that are in waiting coming on later in the month. Let's talk about this war in the workplace, how people are still acting the fool out here. Now, I'm sure many of y'all have seen this video. I'm a little ticked. I'm just going to tell you the truth. It takes a lot to tick me off. I'm pretty calm. But in New Jersey, the police are under fire in their response to a fist fight after a black 8th grader was pinned to the ground, handcuffed, knees in the back and his neck, while the white teen involved in the fight was left sitting. They gave him a nice little comfortable seat on a couch. Man, if anybody, I tell you, man, racism is systemic. Don't even try to argue with people who say it doesn't exist. It's not gonna. That's just a non-starter. We just have to fight it and keep training and educating people. There is no way on this God's green earth that what we witnessed in that New Jersey instance was not, that was like the summation of systemic racism. You see two young people fighting. Matter of fact, the white kid was even bigger. And you're the police, and you rush into the fracas, not sure exactly what's going on, who started it, who's armed, who's not, who's winning or losing. The first thing you decide to do is to take the black kid and throw him to the ground, handcuff him, and you gently put the white kid on the couch to watch. I mean, for all we know, he could have been armed. He could have been a serial killer. What you would do if you're going to handcuff anybody, you handcuff them both until you sort it out. That's not racism. That's not partiality. That's common sense in a fair and just system. I mean, the craziest thing I ever seen. I couldn't believe my eyes. And I'm not one of these folks that cry race at every drop of a hat. I try to be reasonable and measured in my response. But that was madness. Had the kid on the ground, handcuffing him, and you don't know what happened. Matter of fact, he said that he was responding to a bully action of the other kid. Of course, Benjamin Crump, the civil rights attorney, he's on the case. And I saw the mother and the young man on CNN with Don Lemon. And they were just regular mom and kid. They're not out here looking for the limelight. They like all the other kids get out here and rumble every now and then. But you don't expect the police to come out here and tackle you and handcuff you. Lord have mercy. And we as a society, as a country, we have to do better than this. What else is going on with people going crazy? A Louisiana teacher admits to giving kids cupcakes laced with her husband's sperm. Wait a minute. That must be a misprint. Look at that again. A Louisiana teacher admits to giving kids cupcakes. And you know how many times I've come on this show and talked about how I love teachers? How this breaks my heart. I mean, I'm the biggest fan of teachers. I'm like teachers and nurses or angels from above. Well, just like they say there's some good cops, I guess there's some bad teachers too. Louisiana teacher admits to giving kids cupcakes laced. I mean, how do you work that out in your head? I'm just figuring. I mean, how do you go to your husband and say, hey, look here, Bill. I'm taking cupcakes to the kids tomorrow for as a treat. And I need a special ingredient. You got anything in mind? Oh, yeah, I have a couple of ideas. Cynthia Perkins, 36. She admitted to a slew of disturbing sex crimes. Child pornography, second-degree rape, mingling of harmful substances. Yeah, I would say that would qualify as a mingling of a harmful substance. And she took a plea deal in Livingston, Louisiana on Monday. She is now charged, and her ex-husband, who is also a ex-deputy sheriff. Oh, no. This story can't get any worse. School teacher taking the sperm of her deputy sheriff husband, putting it in cupcakes, and giving it to the kids. I mean, if I sat down in a room and said, somebody come up with the most bizarre scenario you can come up with, I couldn't eat that one. I don't know if we can blame this on the pandemic. I mean, that's just madness. And these shootings, these ride shares in St. Paul, the ride share driver is in critical condition after the passenger basically shot him and took his car. They found the driver laying out in the middle of the road, and somebody thought it was a hit and run. Then they realized he had been shot and pushed out of his own car. I tell you, folks, I don't think they've thought this rideshare thing through all the way. I mean, there's money to be made. There's convenience. There's technology. There's a lot of factors confluent working on this, and it's going to continue. I mean, it's going to be worked out, but I still don't think that this safety issue is going to continue to be a problem. You got some stranger in the back of your car, and you're just a regular person. Not like you're a taxi driver, been doing this all your life. A lot of these folks are part-time. They got their full-time jobs. They're trying to make some money on the weekend. Now you got some crazy person sitting behind you with a gun to take your car. I don't know about this. I mean, you got to do what you got to do to make it. But I'm gonna tell people that are doing these types of jobs, keep your options open. But also, that's why we're talking about later on. When you keep your options open, then you got some fool out here trying to take advantage of you. That's why we're going to talk about scams. Is it a business opportunity or a scam? We're going to talk about that after the break. And what is it about these fast foods shops and drive-through windows? See, Arizona cops say a 16-year-old fast food worker was shot in the head by a customer over a food order at a drive-through. A Chick-fil-A order turns fatal as a shot fired in a drive-through. It's in Clinton, Mississippi. And here some twins got involved. I guess W pledge a W fund. You got the chicken and we had the gun. A set of twins, both 20 from Milwaukee, were charged with attempted first-degree homicide with a dangerous weapon at a George Webb location. The twins began arguing with two employees because they were not getting their food quick enough. Okay, I guess that's reason to take out your gun and start shooting, right? But twins, seem like isn't that like the joke? There's a good twin and a bad twin. Like you're trying to do something, trying to make a decision. You got that little angel on your one side and the devil on the other. But you've heard good cop, bad cop. What about good twin, bad twin? These twins colluded. The twins began arguing with two employees because they weren't getting their food quick enough. Seemed like one twin would have said, look, I know the food is a little slow today, but remember, restaurants are a little short on help. They've got supply chain issues. We're going to get the food eventually. But it sounded like the other twin was over there loading the gun for the other one to use to shoot. We didn't have a good twin, bad twin situation. Check this out. One of the twins punched the employees in the face, and the other one shot the employee in the face. Then the other one stumped the employee in the face. I give up. Folks, we're going to come back in a minute. We're going to talk about scams, and you're going to be surprised why you may be targeted for some of these scams by virtue of the fact that you are a business owner. I'm going to tell you why you might be on the radar of the latest scam. I'm going to tell you why, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. We already talked about all that glitters is not golden. And we're also going to talk about some solutions, how you can protect yourself. Because I'm telling you, the reason I decided to talk about this, I am so tired of people trying to rip me off. I mean, every other email, it seems, is the... Anyway, the phone, I almost hate to answer the phone nowadays. I mean, somebody, hey, you're going to get locked. I'm going to come lock you up if you don't. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, what'd I do? Then you realize there's one of these crazy scammers out here. So hang on a second. We're going to come back in a minute. We're going to talk about scams that target business owners, why there may be a bullseye on your back. If it's too good to be true, it probably is, and why, and how we can fight this. So anyway, hang on for a second. We'll be back in a moment. I'm not busy. I'm just in another era. Lock the refrigerator door. Do not let negativity have another bite. Don't feed it. If we know that women are carrying the burden, they should be paid more. They should be given more flexible work hours. I may stop at some period, but as long as folks back the food, got to talk about it. All right, that's Passion Events Design. If you need help with your wedding or a big event you got planned coming up, check them out. Go to marketingpulpit.com. We have all of our sponsors on the website. On the sponsors, or on the right side, you'll see a video of the sponsors. You can just flip through there and you see some of our sponsors, and we really appreciate the support we get from our great sponsors. And when we sponsor you, that means we check you out. We don't believe in putting people out here who haven't been doing the right thing. Let's talk about scams for a minute. If you have a telephone, an email account, heaven forbid if you're on social media, you are probably being bombarded right now with some type of scam or another. And you might say, hey, why me? Why you? What I do to deserve this? Well, you may fall into a certain category because you're more susceptible than some other people. And if you're a business owner, it's particularly precarious. For one, we tend to be risk takers, like a good opportunity. You usually need some money because you need some money to keep that business afloat. These are reasons that you might be targeted or more susceptible to some of these scams that are out here. We like being the first. We tend to hold things close to our chest too. You see a good idea, we want to jump on it before anybody else grabs it. We're do-it-yourselfers. We want to do things ourselves. So if we see an opportunity to do something without involving others, we tend to jump on it. We're busy. We tend not to read the fine print as much as we should. These are reasons that business owners tend to be more susceptible to some of these scams. Then we throw in things like a lot of folks just got some PPP money or EDIL money, so you're flushing cash. Man, you got to spend it for one thing, but the bad guys know this money's out here floating around, and they know business owners have it. Many business owners have not kept up with technology, and so they're relying on secondhand information, and sometimes the very people who are trying to scam you for the information you need. Then we had these great resignation. Many people have decided to leave the workforce. And these people are very on the radar of these scammers. They tend to be older, a little less technically savvy, trying to get money in a hurry because they feel like the clock is running out on them. And the last one, which I really find disturbing, is that sometimes business owners are targeted because they are supportive, caring, and giving people who are actually trying to support members of their community. And sometimes these very members turn around and pull a fast one on them. Not good. That's why I'm here today, ladies and gentlemen, to help you. We're going to talk about this issue because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to start this off. If you have a Facebook page, I want you to go to Instagram and search for your name. And some of you in this audience are going to be surprised. You're going to find out you have a double out there. Yeah, that's right. And you say, wait a minute, I don't have an Instagram account. Doesn't matter. If you have a Facebook account, the scammers would take that Facebook information, go create a new profile using your profile photo from Facebook and create an Instagram account. And you be sitting there just like you, your picture and everything, your name. And that person will start using that fake profile to contact your friends to get them to do something nefarious, to take their money, to steal their information. This is going on right now. And I bet you about 20% of the people in this audience, you go do that search. You're going to say, Gatewood, I was shocked. I had no idea. Because this one of the scams that's so popular right now. Just do it. When you don't do it now, we got some more things to cover. But you're going to be surprised. If you have a website, you had to buy a domain name. Spend about $10, $15 a year for that domain name. One day you get a letter in the mail that says, hey, give me $75 so that your domain, your company is not at risk. And you say to yourself, well, heck, Gatewood told me they'll never let my domain go bad because he said that's how you lose your brand and somebody else get your name and then they put up a porn website and all kind of bad stuff can happen. So let me send this guy my $75. Once again, first of all, your domain does not cost $75 for a year. It's going to be closer to $10. But what you have received is a solicitation letter that looks like it's from your domain provider. And when we see domain, we get scared. We say, man, we definitely don't want to lose our domain. So what we do, we send in the $75. Then when your actual domain comes due a couple of months later, you're going to say, well, shoot, I already paid. You let your domain go bad, and now you're really in a bad fix. Folks, these are scams that are targeting business owners. You get an email. It looks like it's from PayPal. It looks like it's from your bank. You go, shoot, PayPal, I know PayPal. They're my merchant account provider. That's where I sell my shirts. And they say, look, we need to verify some information. So they put a link down there. You click on that link and you start, okay, let me see. They want to know my phone. I gave them this information already, but hell, if PayPal wants it, let me give it to them again. Put in your phone number. Put in your social security number. Put in your address. You've been victim of a phishing scam. PHI, not the FISH. Fish is delicious, but this phishing is not delicious at all. It's bad for you. What I want you to do the next time you get that, first of all, look at the email address. Is it coming from PayPal? If it says PayPal or PayBuddy or has an extra dot in the middle, now they can spoof that. They can actually make it come from a PayPal domain. It's so easy to spoof an email address. You can do that. I'm not going to tell you how to do it, but anybody can spoof. That means it's not really coming from PayPal, but you can make it look like it's coming from a PayPal email address. Put your mouse over the link that they're asking you to click, and you will see the actual domain that's behind that phishing scam email address. Whatever you do, don't click it. Now, many people call me. That's half the calls I get in the middle of a week. Some client of mine who I've set up a website for or registered their domain or did their marketing, they're saying, Gatewood, I just got this email. I'm like, spam. I mean, I've never gotten one to say, yep, that's one you need to pay. Never. It's always one of these scams that we're talking about today. You're going to get a call from somebody who's going to say they're from Microsoft tech support, and that your license key has expired, and they want to take control of your computer to make sure that everything is copacetic. When indeed what they're trying to do is to get in your computer, install malware, spyware, so they can take over your computer, reach out to your contacts, and steal your personal information. That's the tech support phone scam. You're going to get a fake bill every now and then, similar to the internet domain we talked about. But it looks like it's from Staples. It looks like it's from somebody you recognize. But you don't remember ordering it. But it's only $25. It's going to take me too much time to go look up and find out if it's legit or not. You write the check. Boom. You've just been the victim of a scam. Loan scams. Somebody's going to tell you that no matter how bad your credit is, they're going to guarantee you some money. Now, one thing about folks with money, I can guarantee you this. If you want to guarantee, the folks that give out money, they wanted some kind of guarantee they're going to get their money back. And if you have some poor credit history, they're not going to guarantee you their money. Now, there's some loan products out here that you can get money with a bad credit history, but the price is going to be very high, and there's rarely ever a guarantee. And in some cases, these people that are soliciting you, they have no intention of giving you money. They're collecting your information. They're running a scam. You're going to get this call from somebody who's claimed they're a government official, either from the IRS or the police department. And these scammers know, particularly in our community, when the IRS, police call, registered mail, and we almost have a heart attack. So you're going to listen. But what they're trying to do is to get your information. These are scams. And why many of them are targeting business owners because, as I stated earlier, we are susceptible. We are risk takers. We're giving, supporting, nurturing, do-it-yourselfers, busy. So we tend to be more susceptible to many of these scams. The Facebook fake friend scam. Now, if somebody sends you a link, say, look, I want to be your friend, and you know darn well you're already that person's friend, why would you accept to become their friend again? Are you trying to love them twice or be a better friend? No, it's a scam. If you have already become their friend and you get another invite, your brain, even though you can't remember the exact date, the time or place you did it, but in your subconscious, you know that that person is already a friend. Do not accept. And if they're starting over, let's say their account got hacked, they lost their computer, they can't get in. I'm sorry, they missed their opportunity. You blew it. Now you can reach out to them if you're really not sure. You say, look here, Frida or Fred or Chelsea or Tiffany or Aisha, whoever, I got another friend request from you. I thought we were already friends. 99% of the time they're going to say spam, hack. Don't do it. Casting call scam. They pose as agents. They pose as people who can actually blow up your career. Talent scouts. They're looking for artists, actors, models. And they use this phony audition to try to pay to try out for a part that in many cases does not exist. That's another scam. There's an AFF scam that's called, they send out an offer. And it's like there's a huge amount of money sitting somewhere. And if I can transfer this money, I'm going to need your bank account to transfer this money. And I'm going to give you a sizable chunk of it for the privilege. What happens, they actually empty your bank account. There is going to be there's going to be no transfer. And you're going to be the victim of a scam. That was a church that actually, one of the deacons, that's why they really pry on the people who are somewhat older and not technically savvy. But a church actually fell for this and gave one of these scammers $200,000. Property investment scams. You go to a free seminar, you hand over a ton of money, and they're going to show you how to buy properties and get rich overnight. Now, there are some legitimate flipping seminars and people that actually help you. But many of them, there is no property to be flipped. They're just doing it to get your money. And I don't want to taint any industry because I know some good people in some of these industries, but there's also some bad guys that are making it hard for everybody. COVID-19 scams. People selling fake, unauthorized, at-home COVID-19 kits in exchange for your personal information, medical information. Do not give out your Medicare number to anybody other than the Social Security Administration, and they probably already have it. So what do you do? And there are more. I mean, I have a longer list. I'm not going to go to all of them today, but I'm going to give you some advice on what to do because we're all being bombarded. Just like I am, you are too. What's a body to do? Well, let me tell you what you need to do. Brother Bradley, sounds like he's a witness. It's happening, folks, and it's going to happen to you too. I hate to say it. It's not a matter of if. Now, I'm not saying you have to become a victim of it, but you will be contacted if you haven't already been contacted. It's everywhere. Your phone, your email. My screen just went blank. Okay. Your phone, your email, your social media accounts. It's everywhere. Let me tell you what you need to do. First of all, slow down. Slow down. Don't act on it right away. We are so busy and so quick to push that button. Slow down. Sleep on it. It's like a train. If that's an opportunity, it's going to be another one coming along right after that one. This is not a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. And I'm going to tell you, folks, you need to share this show with some folks out here who are being taken advantage of right now. I'm telling you. I'm a pretty tech-savvy guy. I'm in the industry. And they've been hacking my information. They've been putting up fake profiles of me. Using my good name and my good brand. So when you get these links and some you got to be proactive on. Like this thing I told you about the Instagram impersonators. They're not going to contact you because they know you're going to shut them down, but they're going to contact your friends. Talk to somebody. Call your webmaster, like many people call me. So Gatewood, I just got this domain notice. They want me to send them $150. I thought you said the domain was only $10. I'm going to say, yep. Spam. Next. I even on my website, gatewoodmarketing.com, I actually have a post, a blog of what that domain scam letter looks like. Talk to your accountant. Talk to your lawyer. But talk to somebody before you make these investments in some of these so-called get-rich schemes. Now, if you get some offer, you get somebody to contact you, go to their Facebook page, go to their website, Google them, and if you get one of these letters, like, hey, I'm stuck in a foreign country and I need $2,000 to get back, copy that exact letter, the whole letter, drop it into a Google search, and it's going to surprise you. The whole letter comes up, and you're going to have a whole forum, chat room of people talking about that exact letter. So when you get one of these fishy sounding letters, just copy the whole thing, pop it into Google, and it's going to blow your mind. You go, wow. And it felt like they were talking directly to me. I had somebody offer to buy a domain of mine for $2,500. Now, as a domain broker, I was flattered. I was like, whoa, man, I'm about to get rich. I'm about to get paid. I took the letter that the person wrote me, the whole letter from top to bottom, popped it in a Google search, and the whole letter was exposed. Hundreds of people had gotten the same letter. Remember this. If the service is free, the product is you. And last but not least, most of these things you just need to pass on. There's no quick way to get rich. It's not. It's not going to happen. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep being a good, honest, hardworking, cautious business owner. Don't be paranoid. There are opportunities out here. But talk to folks. Think about it. Slow it down. And trust your instincts. That's one thing about us business owners. I gave you some of the characteristics earlier of why we are targeted. But what they don't realize, that we business owners, we have a good gut. We have good instincts. And that's where these scammers are going to miss the boat. All right, folks. Pass this information on. You know somebody out there. They may not take the word from you. They're going to think you're being an alarmist. Well, Gatewood is not an alarmist. That's the last thing I am. I believe we should go out here and take advantage of opportunities. We should build these businesses, put people to work. But there are people out here They're just waiting to take your money. Empty your bank account. Use your good name and your brand to contact your friends and steal their money. I don't want that to happen. And that's why I committed this show to that today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're out of time. This is the Marketing Pulpit TV show. I'm Robert Gatewood, your host, and we are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good marketing gospel. Go to marketingpulpit.com, follow the show. Go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel. You can go to LinkedIn, find out more about me personally. Go to Instagram. You can find 1-minute blurbs of some of our popular shows and statements. We cover a lot. And of course, go to marketingpulpit.com. You can watch the show live, whether you have Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, or not. You can watch the show right there. And guess what? I'll be back next week to do it again. But you need to share this information because somebody's getting hurt right now. Somebody under the sound of my voice, or not, is about to be scammed as we speak. I'm Robert Gatewood. I'll be back next week. And if you want to be successful, you got to do these 3 things. Do the right thing. Do it at the right time. And you got to do it right. Enough talk. Let's get to work. People don't understand marketing. You can't stop every time the money runs out. You need to come on and tell people why your service is different. Why is everybody so angry? Airline passengers biting the TSA agents. I mean, it reminds me of one of those zombie apocalyptic movies. And as a community, collectively, we're going to be taken more seriously if we have that strong economic foundation. Do the right thing. Do it at the right time. And you have to do it right. Enough talk. Let's get to work.